and welcome to the 21st episode of Great Scott Marcus here on Ramble Entertainment. I'm Scott, and that one's Mark. Mark, how you doing today?
Doing okay. It's just status quo.
God damn it. We talked about this.
Nothing to really boast about, nothing to really complain about. It's just one of those days where it's just everything is whelming. Just
whelming. Yeah, whelming's a good way. Not
day.
Overwhelming, not underwhelming, just I am whelmed by this day. I feel very much the same. It's like pain. I really should be icing right now, but whatever. Gonna do some more recording later. Actually meant to ask before we actually introduced into the episode. Do you want to play some Warframe with Jenny and I after this?
Yeah. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that on the way here.
Shocked!
I was thinking about that. I was like, I'll play it for an hour or so after we get done with this, and then see how that goes.
Cool. And yeah, just I was saying to you, I think I made at least mention. No, I didn't make mention of it in our last episode. My family has a new bird. Our bird passed, and that was pretty rough for all of us because he was very much not just a caged bird, but would come out and sing with to us. And when he would sing, he would whistle. You experienced it and stuff like that. And so we got a new bird, but like this is a very person bird. Like when our old bird would sit on my shoulder, but wouldn't really, like hang out with my dad or my mom. And he was just, very chill. This bird is like a fucking puppy on easy difficulty.
It's probably like doesn't. He's got youth on his side.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep. But in the same. 3 months old, but in the same hand, like a puppy, you can't let them form bad habits at this age, and he's kind of really starting to become, as you kind of put it, dependent on being on our shoulders, right behind the back of our head, and he needs to realize that it's okay to chill on the table, if we're eating with him, to chill on the table, chill on the couch. He doesn't always need to be on us. Chewing on our ear, chewing on the back of our collar, things like that. So, these things happen. But yeah, let's...
Honestly, just makes me want to get a puppy still. That urge has never gone away. It's just the idea that I don't live in the most...
I was thinking of
locations for an animal.
So before we get into the actual rambles, I was actually thinking about that as a ramble for this week. Do you want to hold off on that for next week, talking about having puppies around?
Sure.
Okay.
If you've got everything figured out right now, and then I think that's something we could pretty much bust in any week. Talk about pets, animals, etc.
Yeah, I was just I was gonna make some comments on it, but I've had these comments and thoughts in my head for few months now, or not even a few months, like half a year now, because we've been babysitting my brother and my sister's dogs as they needed it, and we babysat them when they were really little puppies, and that was one of the moments for all three of us, my parents being older and me being old and curmudgeonly and being like, at the very least, not a puppy, at the very least. So on this show, Great Scott Marcus, Mark and I sit down and we talk about things that we either come up with throughout the week, or sometimes I throw curveballs at him, like I will this week, to just have conversations. We literally just talk about shit. We don't try to come to some grand point, but Mark and I just like to have conversations between each other, and then we're dumb enough to upload them to the internet for some reason. So let's get into it.
Yes.
The first ramble is replacing cars. So, Mark, recently, you were here, and we were kind of eyeballing all the things that are just starting to kind of degrade on your very old car. It's almost like...
It's 10 years old.
Yeah, 10 years old.
I bought it new in 2006. It's an Acura RSX. It was like my first big real purchase as an adult.
And it's also worth noting that this has been an outside car for, I'm guessing
ever.
It's almost ever. Okay.
It's never been garaged or carported. Despite a few times there's a garage where I park in a public place where I can, park underneath the ground floor and I might miss out on some snow. But yeah, I mean, it's got 156,000 miles on it.
And it was
So I
brand
mean,
new when you got it, right?
yeah.
Damn, that
Shit,
was all
man.
you.
It was all me, literally all me.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a fantastic car. Like I put very little money for like what's what's been through. I think I've might have put in total, your oil changes,
So
just general maintenance,
real
just like
quick,
yeah.
before you continue, I want you to double check which mic you're using through Skype because we're getting a lot of reverb, and typically your mic doesn't do that.
Fuck. All right, Skype settings.
Yeah, I'm hearing like a lot of echo. I'll
Audio,
cut this part out.
video. Ah, fuck it. There we go.
It did.
Is this? Wait, wait.
We might have to restart the
This is
call.
better.
Yep, there it is.
There it is. God damn it, Skype. My bad, guys.
So it's fine. You were saying, yeah, like you haven't put a lot into it, where it's just like
Right.
basically oil changes, brakes, and give yourself, if you might, maybe you want to adjust a bit on the bass or something on your board.
I don't really have a board. I mean, it does like
Okay.
inputs and stuff.
Never mind.
yeah.
I'll worry about it in post. So
Okay. Anyways, to be continued. Yeah, I haven't put a lot of money into it. I think about a year ago, once I hit, it was right before the 150,000 mile mark. I took it to Acura. I was like, all right, like, just give it a once over. Tell me what needs to be done. Like, just kind of a big inspection on it. And I think I only put like $1,200 into it. That was replacing brakes. There was a mechanical piece broken on my windshield wipers. I've put tires on it every couple of years, and it's just been a fantastic car. I'm gonna ride it until it probably dies on me, but that'll be a sad day. And replacing it, we're gonna talk about
because
here,
I had texted you about that this week, and it even occurred to me just after I sent the text, like, these are things that people get really attached to, and, like, it shouldn't be so nonchalantly said, like I kind of did, like, you're gonna have to replace that thing soon, because, like, for someone who travels back and forth to see family a lot, or just hang out with friends between cities in a single state, like, you kind of almost live in your car a bit more than you even might your own home, and
right.
You just kind of have more presence there, and yeah, like for me, even I had a truck way back when in college. You probably remember the truck.
I do remember the truck.
A little pint-sized truck, not one of those big honking trucks.
It was an S10 or something like that, or
it was a Ranger. And,
okay, yeah.
And it was a great Ranger, and I loved it, but it did get to the point where I was just like, I'm just over it. Like, sometimes it doesn't turn on, and then there's all these things that need to be fixed, and so like there comes a time, but I've also had more cars where that have just had like fucking issues for days. The one we got after the Ranger, its engine seized, and basically it might have been because of the cash for clunkers thing, where they basically they would put an additive into the engines to force them to stop, but then some of them went back into circulation for sale.
Weird.
But those were Grand Prix, or I had 2 Grand Prix. One, unfortunately, was in an accident, and so from the insurance, we replaced it with another Grand Prix, and that Grand Prix was the one that had the engine seize, and so it was just, there were just so many issues between the Grand Prix, and eventually I was just like, listen, this is dumb trying to, like, get me used cars. We should just, because at that point, I was in college, I already had enough going on. It's just like I couldn't save to get a new car. So my parents were looking into this with me, and I was just like, just give me one of your cars, and go get yourselves a new car, because I never really kind of, 've, came upon this sense of like, like, this is going to be tough for me, and definitely in my future that probably will be the case. But right now, yeah.
Something about a new car though, man. It's so dependable. You know, it's like if you're always buying used cars. I know people that have done this, that still do this, to only buy like used vehicles, you know, because it's cheaper and stuff. But you know, I feel like it's just.
I think a lot of it is all the like warranties and how easy they are to include when you're dropping, you know, that much on a new car. It's just like that amount for the warranty just kind of seems like pennies on the dollar.
And it depends on, you know, a person like myself. Like I know very little about cars. You know, I've changed a tire before. I think I might have changed my brakes one time. You know, back when I was living at home. I had a Cavalier. That was my first car, and that thing, I've had great luck with cars. I think I bought that with 113,000 or something like that, or 100. I forget exactly how many, but I ended up selling it to Daniel, my cousin, and I think he drove until there was about 260,000 miles on it.
Jeez.
Like it just great vehicle, but like you know, he actually is a mechanic, so he was actually able to work on it and put that kind of money and effort into it. So it's like if you are into buying used cars, there are a lot of people that can do that themselves.
When you know how to do that stuff, used cars definitely seems like a way to go.
Yeah.
But when you don't have the time, even if you do know how to do that stuff, or when you just simply don't know how to do that stuff, that's when it gets...
Especially when you're in college or, you know, you're working 45 hours a week, you know, it's hard to, like, set time aside and be like, okay, I got to go to the shop. Like, oh, great, now they got to keep my car. I got to worry about a fucking loaner, or I'm going to Uber everywhere, or blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, that's where it's nice having a new car. And
For me, that's where it's nice to not rely on cars at all and to just sit at home and rot.
That is true.
Speaking of which, I'm actually applying for something that might be another from-home job.
Nice.
I'm a bit leery about it. Obviously, there are so many benefits to what that could be. But at the same time, I did realize with my most recent experience with that this is my happy place. And I've said that here on the show before, but like, this is my happy place. Like, some people, it's a vacation spot. Some people, it's like a park they go hang out at. But I'm fortunate enough that it is like a desk and a chair and, you know, like a cupboard with some snacks and some green tea. Like, my life has been so simplified because of my situation that, like, this is it. And when you put work and stress of work in that same spot, it can really kind of muddle things. So,
I can totally see that. Yeah. I mean, I think I had a hard time working from home too, because then it's just like, I don't know, especially in a one-bedroom apartment. You know, it'd be hard to like get up every day and like have to actually do work here.
You definitely need separate spaces at the very least. Like, I mean, with the way I'm going at this YouTube stuff, a lot of it is kind of nearing that full-time experience.
Sure.
I did that when I got home, and I do recall what that's like, and this is close to it. Granted, I'm enjoying it, so that's different, and the job would, you know, if it's an enjoyable job, that changes things too. And if I get an interview, I'm going to outright, you know, see if it's possible to do part-time. If it's not, honestly, I'm probably not going to consider it, because I think this thing still needs to be eased back into. My left leg with the changing weather now, I thought it would get better, but it's actually acting up again after it had gotten better with the muscle relaxer my doctor had me on. So, you know, we'll see. But we're off topic. What do you say we go ahead and move on?